Hey friends, what's going on? You know why I like Beatbox? Because it's interesting. It's, yeah, technical ability and all of that is cool, but it's actually interesting. It's more interesting than a lot of things that I listen to. I did the Codfish song, the cool cover of Fire in the Eyes or something like that. I think I've written down. Eyes on Fire. It's Eyes on Fire. Fantastic. Awesome. Loved it. Tremendous. I walked in the room and I thought, man, this is tremendous. But you guys asked for BIGMAN, which years and years ago I did BIGMAN. And the tables, they have turned. If this is the same BIGMAN I know, he's gotten skinny and I've gotten fat. It's not good. It's not good. Well, it's good for him. Hey, let's clap for BIGMAN. Take care of yourself. Me, not so much. Hopefully I'll get my shit together. BIGMAN, The Window, and music, because it's interesting. I mean, I assume it's interesting. I haven't heard it. Whoa! Whoa! Nobody gets... Is this the same BIGMAN that used to have the bowl cut? He got skinny and his voice is pretty. What?
Don't tell me that you still love me. You drive me to a trap that only you could open. Oh, rap can even breathe, bad. App said he was cold. My happiness or sadness. Whoa. May all the pain I feel make you happy and smile. I can fly away to see your smile.
Dude.
But, oh, baby, more. I don't know.
I gotta back up. I'm shocked. His voice is so pretty. And he's actually singing like a singer and then managing to switch to the beatbox stuff. So I don't know if you guys ever tried to like sing pretty. I've tried. I don't have a pretty voice. There's times I can do something kind of pretty, but it takes a lot of work to even sound kind of pretty for a second. And he is effortless. We'll say effortlessly. It looks effortless because he's practiced to make it look that way. He's doing an amazing job. Sound pretty, make drums sound pretty. I don't think many people do that.
Oh, baby, I don't know. Tell me, glad to leave
Oh, he's got a little upward rising bass. He goes down, which is to me, I think about Indian music that way. On the tablas, the drums where you push on the heads. But he's doing it with his bass. That's pretty fucking fire.
Tell me, glad to leave make me come Thursday morning. Rainbow, be more. I'd like a bow so by more. To bed, I go for more. For this game alone. Oh,
dude. Just as things are popping into my head, this is so complex, and usually it's like people driving in a storm, driving when it rains or it snows or it's heavy fog. You would assume that when things are treacherous, people slow down. But typically when it comes to musicians and drivers, when things get treacherous, they unknowingly speed up. They end up actually driving faster into a reckless environment because it's just kind of like how the mind works. There's studies on that. You can look it up. Scientific studies, peer-reviewed, all that. His is complicated, but he's not speeding up. He's actually holding on. Maintaining tempo is like a big sign to me that like somebody is very, very comfortable with what they're doing. They're not letting their anxiety or expectation change the performance. Those arpeggios, man. Those arpeggios.
Tell me not to leave.
Do 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 do.
Make me understand more. Rainbow after rainbow.
That's
like a crossover to get a.
so. I'm not a vocal coach, but it sounds like because arpeggios will just a single arpeggio spans 1 octave. So if you go a little bit above or a little bit below, you get an octave and a half, two octaves arpeggio. And with the human voice, you go through that bass register, chest, and falsetto head voice, which is all filled different. And to maintain tone as you go across those changes of timbre, and also the physiology of going bo bo, like it just feels different. So to keep your rhythm, your tempo, and keep the positive tonality of what you're doing. You know what I always say, man? You don't care that I always say it, but I do say it, is that things that are pretty and not fast, everyone thinks it's maybe not that hard. To me, this is the hardest, because when you play at a slower tempo, it really reveals problems you have. And right now, he doesn't seem to have any problems. And so it just seems light and pretty, but that means he's a monster. Because anyone who wasn't perfect, you would hear some distorted things in his low bass, mid, high, switching back and forth. You would hear issues. And the fact that it's a relaxed tempo and you don't hear that, a man's a monster.
Like a crossover to get a curve, all this game alone. Be more pure, by no pure, but more pure, pure to be more pure, pure to be more rainbow.
I assume everyone here is a beatboxer. My records indicate that no one comes in here accidentally. Everyone's a beatboxer. Another thing is when he's shifting between those vocal ranges and shifting between the beatbox versus the melody is, and this happens with all solo musicians when you're switching between things, keeping your volume consistent. You will tend to attack certain things and make them louder because they're hard to get to. And so maybe it's harder to get the upper note. And because it's hard to get there, you sing it louder. Or the bass. Or whatever your problem is, people tend to push the volume on 1 note or 2 notes just because it's difficult to get to. He's maintaining a very consistent volume across everything he's doing, which really hides what's difficult for him. And that should be, if you're listening to this and you're a performer, the difficulty of what you play is not the audience's responsibility. Your job as the performer is to hide all the problems you deal with creating and making the music you do. It's not the audience's fault that it's hard. They don't need to know that it's hard. They don't need to know that it's easy. They just need to have a good experience. And so all your solutions for the music that you make is to hide all the problems you have personally and executing it. You hide that from the audience so they can just experience it.
Be more pure, like pure soul, more pure, pure for more pure, all this game alone. Be more. I don't wanna go more. Tell me not to leave more. Make me understand more.
Dude, his voice is so good. His beatbox is amazing, but his voice across the registers is so good. But there was ba ba da ba da boo. It was like higher. Da ba da ba da boo. Is he skipping over an octave in his arpeggio? I don't know. But this is gorgeous. And also kudos, man. Kudos for you making something great and inspiring us to get our shit together. Not as a beatboxer, I'm not going to beatbox, but you inspire me to do better with my life. Will I do better? I don't know, but I love to be inspired. The old cliche line. Somebody talking about inspiration and motivation. And people said, oh, inspiration and motivation, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You guys are just sitting here watching videos, reading books, having coaching, and it doesn't last. And the dude said, this is like 60 years old, 70 years old. He said, it's like taking a shower. You take a shower, it doesn't last. You gotta take a shower again. But you do it because it works. So I like being inspired. I might need to be inspired every day. Good job, big man. Bro got skinny. What?